direction for, whoops,
I'm
direction
sorry.
for what, that's
That
okay,
that thing's
for,
automatic.
for our YouTube, placements and what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So, we've done a few things. We did talk to the funnels folks.
Okay.
And we've been doing kind of first step with that, which is to get some YouTube videos of walkthroughs.
Yeah.
One listing that Brett's helping one of his friends with, and then we're going to I think we'll enter into the new home funnel because we want to get to know some of the builders around here, pick
Yeah.
up some of that business,
Well,
blah,
plus
blah,
they can
blah.
give lower interest rates right now, so those are the funnels that are booming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
New
so,
construction is definitely the way to go.
okay, great. And then we're also doing a series of teaching videos because we want to break into the horse farm sales market more.
Yeah.
And it's like how to buy a horse farm, how to evaluate a barn, what equipment do you need? Really stuff where we have deep knowledge and can really add value.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
so we want to do that. So our question for you is, okay, we have not watched all the magnetic marketing teaching
Yeah.
pieces,
Okay.
which would take us years. So we're feeling kind of overwhelmed, and we'd like to know which one should we start with the goal of driving traffic to Brett's YouTube channel. Now the funnels will drive some traffic to the walkthroughs videos, but then driving this teaching video traffic to the YouTube channel. How do we do that?
Well, the short answer is, and you're not going to want to hear this, but you really need to watch them all. And the reason why I say that is because it's a build up. So what it is the way that the course is designed is you basically it's kind of like building a house. You got to build the foundation. You got to dig the foundation first. You got to lay all the pipe. You got to do that, and it just goes from the bottom up.
Okay.
So and but that's generally the way that the training works. So it's all built on one foundation after another, the building blocks. And then once you get that there, and the whole goal of it is just so you get a general idea, but the whole goal of it is to make yourself searchable. So if you have to kind of think like I tried to bring on a buyer's agent about 2 maybe 3 years ago, and I met her at a coffee shop, and she and I were sitting there talking, and so as we were conversating about how I wanted things to go, and I said, I guess the main thing is I want you to be a part of the channel because I want you to start. I want to train you how to do the videos. I want to teach you how to do this. I want you to do that. Well, then she says, well, that's okay, but I don't want to lose my brand. And I said, okay, what's your brand? And she said, oh, I have the best name in real estate because her last name was Key. And I said, okay, so what does that have to do with anything? And she said, oh, because my name is everything. And I said, really? I said, do you think there's somebody right now in Michigan saying, I wonder what her name, I'm not going to mention her name, but whatever her name is, I wonder what she has for sale on the beach in Orange Beach, Alabama. I said, they're not doing that, honey. I mean, they're
Mhm.
just not doing it. And I said, so your name means nothing. I said, I mean, unless it's Grant Cardone,
Yeah.
your name's nothing. I said,
Yeah.
what somebody in Michigan is doing right now is looking at going, what can I buy on the beach for less than 500 grand? That's what they're searching for. I
Yeah.
said, so that's why you have to make yourself searchable. I said, and I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but your name is nothing. I said, unless your name is like Grant Cardone, or one of the Zig Ziglar or whatever. I said, so
Mhm.
you got to make yourself searchable, and that's what the building blocks of this training is to basically start at the ground level, and by the time you get to the top, you get to the end of those trainings, then your channel is set up and your videos are set up to where you are searchable. So where somebody can go in. Remind me where you guys are at. Are you in what state?
In Georgetown,
Lex,
Lexington, Kentucky.
Lexington.
Lexington. Yeah. So by the time you're done, hopefully what happens is somebody goes in there and goes, does a search for a horse farm in Lexington, Kentucky, and when they for that's for sale, and when they do, your videos are what pops up. So there's a video that comes up, and then they start checking, Sherry and Brett out, and then whenever they start looking at that, they're like, "Holy cow, these guys know what they're talking about." So then they pick up the phone and call you and go, "Hey, I need help." Da 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 da. And then you're like, "Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, the phone calls that I get are so weird. I mean,
Mm.
when it first started, it was like I couldn't believe these people were asking me this, but I mean, it literally is this way. I got three, no, five, excuse me, five phone calls last week off the channel, and they're the same way every single time. It's like, is this the YouTube guy? And I'm like, yeah, it's the YouTube guy. And then they go, oh my God, I can't believe you answer the phone like you're some celebrity or something. And I'm like, well, yeah, who else would answer the phone? But then you get to talking to them, and they're just like, "Oh my God, we've been watching your videos for 2 years, and we're finally ready, and we got cash, and we're closing. We're closing on one this week, or yeah, this upcoming week. That's I mean, it's a lower price point. It's 400 grand, but we've been working with the guy for 2.5 years. He's been watching our videos for 2.5 years. Now think about that.
Yeah,
We haven't really been in touch with him.
yeah.
It's just been an occasional text message or email here and there, but he's been watching our channel religiously for 2.5 years.
Mm.
And he's finally found the neighborhood he wanted. He comes in, buys a property, he's done. But he trusts us because he thinks that, by us talking to him on video, that
Yeah,
we know each other. So
right.
he literally acts like one of our friends. So,
Mm.
and that's what the goal is. So to answer your question in a short form answer, I wish there was a video that I could tell you, hey, if you start here, you can build,
Mm.
but you really have to start at the bottom and watch them
Yeah, yeah.
all and build your way up.
And each one, how long is each one?
Some of them are like a minute and a half long, but then some of them are, like maybe 20 minutes or so. They're not
Okay.
that bad. And
Well, if
and
we set aside an hour a day, we could
yeah,
power through quite a
yeah.
few. I think that's part of my, it's like, okay, getting it on my calendar, having a discipline of working through this information.
Well, I think the biggest time consumption of it for you is going to be, well, your channel's already built out. So basically what you're going to have to do is go through and make some tweaks. You're going to have to make just a few changes here and there, some wording, but a lot of that's copy and paste, so I've already put the PDFs in there that you could just copy, paste it
Okay.
in, put in your town, Lexington, Kentucky in there, and change just a little bit of the wording, and it will be viable to you, so it'll be relatable to you.
Mm.
But and I think, are you doing your own editing and all that?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's the
Brett's
most time
doing
consuming
well with
part.
the editing. I think you and Tim said you looked at some of the. Vicky, sorry, we're taking up all the time right here. We'll be done in half a second. But I think you and Tim said you looked at Brett's channel a little bit,
Yeah,
and
Tim had.
yeah, Tim had,
Yeah.
I
and
looked at it. I looked at a few videos. Yeah, so
yeah, and Brett's got the cowboy hat. He's got the expertise in land and horses and stuff. We do very well with, doing a transaction with homes and
yeah.
whatnot. That's kind of my biggest question is, as we're building the site. Oh, that was the other thing. Do you have different like folders on your YouTube channel for, this type of thing and that type of thing? Like, should our teaching videos about horse farms be in a different folder from our walkthroughs? And is there a way when we have people click on a Facebook ad or something to have them go straight to the horse farm videos or straight to the new home videos or something like that?
Yes, and what you're talking about is playlists. And yes,
Playlist.
yeah. So you can create a playlist of, like, for me, I have like condo tours in Orange Beach. Then I have condo tours in Gulf Shores, and I have neighborhood tours in Orange Beach, neighborhood tours in Gulf Shores. I have different ones for Foley. I've got probably about 25 different playlists. But to
Mm.
answer your question, yes, there is a link. There's a way once you get the playlist created, and they're going to teach you that in the funnel program. because they're going to show you how to create a playlist for new construction, and they're going to
Uh-huh.
show you how to get the link to the playlist. So you definitely 100% you could send somebody an email that just says, "Hey, check out our horse farm videos or whatever," and you'll have that one link. When they click on that link, it shows them every video in that playlist, so they can
I
go through
mean,
and
we
walk
could
them.
do like new homes near Toyota Georgetown, because like
Yeah,
a lot of people moving in and out of here are specifically looking for something close to that factory or blah blah blah. So
yeah, and you're thinking spot on, so yeah, you can definitely take those links and send them out to your database once you've built it up. That's what they teach you in the funnel program. That's why the funnel program and the YouTube channel are so good it's a really good marriage, for lack of
Okay.
better words, because
Yeah.
you can create all that stuff, and then once you get them, a database built up into your funnel program, well, then that gives you more people to do free advertising to. So the key to the whole funnel thing is not necessarily selling houses off the funnel. That's not what the biggest key to it is. That's going to happen. But the biggest key to it is building a database, is building out a database that, like a year and a half or 2 years from now, when you're sitting here with 3,000 people in your database who at one point had clicked on an ad and expressed interest in buying property in your area, and now you have those 3,000 people that you can send anything you want to them because they've given you permission to contact them. So you have permission to send them a weekly newsletter. You have permission to send them your newest and latest video of the week so that they can sit here and watch your video, subscribe to your channel, all that kind of good stuff. And it leads them down the process of the whole purpose of it is to get you familiar with them and get you in front of their face. Because how many times have you ever seen somebody at a grocery store or something, and you get to talking to them, you hadn't seen them in 20 years or whatever, and then they say, "Oh yeah, we just bought a house down in it," and you go, "Did you not know I was a real estate agent?"
Right.
And they go,
Yeah.
"Oh, I forgot about that." Well,
Yeah.
the purpose of this is to never have anybody tell you that again. So,
Mm,
so you are in their face all the time without being obnoxious about it. You're just always
yeah.
in their face,
Yeah.
so
and then one thing you made me think of with that. So I purchased a database with 7,800 names on it. It's names, addresses, emails, the whole deal. And it also has a bunch of demographic information, net worth of these people, value of the home they're in right now, how long they've been in that home, that sort of thing. So we could do targeted digital, something out to those emails, rules about bothering them or not bothering them.
yeah,
That
you can't just send them an email.
okay.
Yeah, that's really big no no. And then if you're using the Go High Level system that they teach you and set everything up in with the funnels, if you
Mm-hmm.
put that 7,500 name list into that database and you sent them an email and a certain percentage of them unsubscribed or said stop or whatever, or it bounced back because it was a bad email, then you could get blackballed in the system and where you can't send emails out anymore. Go High Level works that way. So what you have to do is you have to warm that list up. And what that means is your best bet is to take that 7,500 names, if you've got names and email addresses, and put those uploaded into Facebook and target that group with an ad. And you want to run an ad specifically to that group. So if you know that they're higher end, like if these are, I don't know, what was the purpose of buying the list? What are they, like people of a certain net worth or something?
Yeah, its homes sold more than 5 years ago
Okay.
in three different counties that are more than 200. At the time of sale, it was more than $250,000.
So when you get back on the phone with Julian or somebody who's doing your funnels, you need to tell them that you have that list.
Well,
That
we
you,
did, and they didn't say anything.
well,
Well, the
so
first call with Julian is just super fast. It's like,
yeah,
Yeah.
here's all the
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. It's like,
But what you want to do is tell them you want to. Jimmy may be the guy to help you do this. But what you want to do is you want to upload that list into Facebook. You want to target these people with the seller ads with the cash the instant cash offer. Because if you put the instant cash offer for their home in front of them and they fill that form out, you will know if they're ready to list their home, they're ready to sell it. So you've got 7,500 homeowners, is what it sounds like to me, that are above a certain income
Right.
level, and you could put that whole list into Facebook, and you could run an ad, a seller lead ad, like an instant cash offer ad, just to that group of people, and then you'll weed it out and see, and then that way when they come back into your database, they've given you permission to contact them at that point. Now you have a reason to send them an email and a text message.
So I'm kind of a roadblock when it comes to the instant cash offer ads because I hate them. I know for sure they're hokey when I get them, and that I'm trying to be trapped in something. So I don't ever want to send one of those. And Brett keeps saying, "Yeah, let's do the internet." Well, and
Well, I'm
we
also
also
inclined
we
towards the
also
home valuation.
we also signed, yeah, the home valuation thing that would be fine. But we also were buying. It was like, man, we need leads now. So we bought like $75 a lead. All of those leads were out to people who were expecting us to make them an instant cash offer, and they were PO'd when they realized that we weren't going to buy their house.
Right.
Those were to FISBO, so we disconnected from that lead source. So a little wisdom on that, and then that'll be my last question.
Well, yeah. So the instant cash offers with the funnels that are offered by Michael Reese and his team. So what that is they use 5 different companies that they have contracts with. One of them happens to be Express Offers, and they really do give a instant cash offer. Now, a lot of times it's not close to the value of the home. Sometimes it is. Sometimes there's one of the guys in the programs. His name is Kyle, and he's been running it for a while now, and he literally like got 15 new listings in the first 30 days that he did this, and like five, I think 4 or 5 of those took the cash offer. So it's close enough on some of them. It's close enough to where they might say it depends on the. I guess it would probably depend on the situation of the seller. If they're really if they inherited the home and they don't know the value of the home and they're really just wanting to dump it and get out of it and it's a fixer upper or something, they might just take that cash offer just to be done with
Well,
it.
yeah, and maybe it's something we do with the bottom tier of our list,
Yeah,
the
but the
ones that
but the
might, I
point of
mean,
that the
in the
point of putting
luxury
them.
marketplace where we would like to brand, uh, that might not be the first thing to do. But
Yeah.
in another segment of the marketplace, maybe it is. So,
But the point of putting that list into Facebook, especially for those people that for a fact they're of a certain income amount, and then that they're homeowners, is to warm that list up. So you like I said, you can't just take that 7,500 list, put it into Go High Level, and email them, because if you do, you're probably going to get your email services cut off in Go High Level. Because it's going to bounce back. And then the rules are changing. I think Tim, you make an answer this better than I can, but I think the rules are coming into effect in like
February.
I thought it was February 2026. I think.
Yep, that's what I heard. February.
Yeah. So when the rules come into effect, if you don't have their permission to text them or email them, you're not going to be able to. So you're going to have to warm that list up. And Tim and I did that with realtors. We bought a list of 2.1 million realtors in the United States, but we took that whole list, uploaded it into Facebook, and that's who we're running our ads in front of. Is just those realtors, to warm them up. So,
great.
Vicky happened to be one of them. She answered she answered the call. She got on it. Now she's a star. She's been on. We use her in our webinar now because of her success story with the funnels. So, but
One last question on that, Andy. When you talk about running these Facebook ads, that's separate from the funnel, right? We can just run those Facebook ads directly to that audience.
well, this would be part of your funnel. I mean, like,
Okay.
yeah. So you what it is it's that instant cash offer funnel is what it is. And that's what I would just talk to Julian about and tell him that you're interested. That's the funnel you want to run, or one of them. I would run the new construction funnel for sure, and I would probably run that instant cash offer to that list of 7,500 people that you bought.
Or some segment of it
Yeah.
that seems more likely to.
I don't know. I'd run it to the whole list just to see,
Yeah.
because some of them are going to opt out, So I mean, they're just not going to click on the ad, which
Well,
is
there's a luxury funnel too, or yeah.
yeah,
There's an
Okay.
acreage plus funnel too.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Acreage plus.
acreage, yeah, which is what
Large
you were
scale
talking
acreage.
about earlier. Yeah,
Yeah, think of it as this. If you could get a list of every homeowner in a subdivision from the HOA, their email address, and their phone number and their name, upload that to Facebook as a custom audience, then you're running an ad just for people that live in that neighborhood. There is no opting out. They just won't opt in if they're not interested in what your ad said.
right.
So it's
Yeah.
not that you're offending anybody. You said maybe a segment of the 7,500. I agree with Andy. Upload the whole 7,500
Well, the thing is,
because only 20 of them may opt in or may click on the ad.
right. But
And
is the ad going to have us on it?
the ad
I
can
don't
be
know,
whatever
it
you
just
want.
freaks me out. The instant cash offer.
But think about this. Let me try to change your mindset on that real quick.
Okay.
You're thinking the way we used to do it before. We sent thousands and thousands and thousands of mail pieces to people that had no interest in this sleazy cash offer. Now think of the new way of doing it with a funnel. I'm putting an ad in front of people, and the only people that want a cash offer are the people that want a cash offer.
But I don't want our name attached to cash offer right off the bat. That's not what I'd like our brand to be. You see what I'm saying? Branding wise, it doesn't.
I think it's how you present it.
Okay.
If you don't have a huge database, I'm assuming, of people that have opted in.
Well, we had 7,800 names that we purchased, emails, addresses.
But they didn't give you permission to contact them.
Nobody's opted in.
So they haven't opted in. That's my point.
Right.
So I get your brand, but you could. What I was going to say, if you had like me, I've got 20,000 names in a database that are past clients and prospects and friends and family. They've all opted in over the years. They came to me through Zillow or Realtor or called me on the phone. I can touch all those people, so I can go to that database, and I'd probably only do 500 at a time. Say, listen, we're finding that a lot of people are curious what their home's worth. We can do a free CMA. Call me anytime. Be happy to do that. But if you want a legitimate all cash offer, close quick, if that's of any interest to you at all, we have partners now that are doing that. Click below, fill out the information, and we'll bring the cash offers over to you and talk about it.
You are so good.
And it's only a door opener, Sherry. It gets me at their kitchen table because I'm going to go in and say, here's all the cash offers, and as you would suspect, most of these are a fraction of what your home's really worth because most of the people making cash offers are investors that want to fix and flip or hold to rent. But if you're interested in getting maximum dollar, I've also brought you my opinion of value. Call it a BPO, call it a CMA. I can tell you why not to call it a CMA in another conversation anymore. But let's say CMA, since we all know that term. I've also taken the liberty of bringing a CMA to show you what you could get for it if you sold it in more of a retail environment instead of a discount environment. But like Andy said, we've got a partner in Texas that's doing this hugely successful. 1 out of 10 take the offer. And that's somebody whose parent died in another state and they don't want to fool with the house anymore. They're tired of the carrying cost. Or that's somebody else, with a different incentive to sell immediately. But then 2 or 3 are going to list with you because you came in and they saw 4 offers for 420,000 when really the house was worth 500 and say, yeah, let's go ahead and list it. They're interested in selling or they wouldn't be clicking the button.
Gotcha.
And then the others I've said one takes it, two or three you list. So let's say you've taken 4 out of 10. The other six you're dripping on in your funnel because they're future sellers, 6 to 18 months out.
And the thing about it is you're being honest with them. Like Tim said, you walk in the door with 5 cash offers, and if you might, I mean, you might have, like, for lack of better words, I'll use Tim's word, the CMA. You might have run a CMA where, let's just use some real numbers. Let's say that you think the house is worth 450. The highest cash offer you have is 350. So you might walk in the door and look at them and go, look, the highest cash offer I have for you at this point is 350 grand. I wouldn't take it if I was you. But that's up to you. And then say, here it is. These are legitimate offers. If you choose one of these, we can get you closed within probably 15 days. I don't know how long it takes to close, but I can probably get you
Not long.
closed in 15 days on a $350,000 cash offer, and it's done if you want to take it. Now, I think the house is worth 450. If we list it for, say, 400, we sell it quick, and then you get $50,000 more than this other cash offer. It's up to you, but like he said, it gets your foot in the door. You get a conversation, and
Right.
whether you list it or not, whether they take the cash offer, the point I tried to make to you to start with is you are building a database. That's what the whole point of this is you're building a huge, huge database. The more people you bring in, the more you can feed them information in the future.
And your
Yeah.
brand is going to be built on how you treat people, not because you have an offer that most real estate agents don't have.
Right.
Wow, that's cool. They not only can sell my house and sell my farm, sell my luxury property, but they also have a, a cash offer that fills a need that I know some people have. I'm not going to think badly about them because of that. Say, wow, most realtors I've never even seen that.
And let me help
Do
you
we need to
go.
be a part of Express Offers in order to run that deal?
No,
And let
Well,
me
and
let me
what
help you feel a
fixes
little
it?
better about this. So Tim and I are running these ads, and y'all both know how genuine we both are.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right. So the fact is that when we tell somebody something, it's the truth. I mean, everything we're saying is the absolute truth. These funnel systems, are we giving them away to people who join us at EXP? 100%. My YouTube training, am I giving it away to people who join us at EXP? 100%. But do you know how many times we get comments on our ads that somebody says, this is complete bull crap, nothing's free, these people are lying to you? We get it on a daily basis. We get these people putting these comments on there. People are going to be negative. They're going to think what they want to think, and we
yeah,
don't let it
small
bother us.
fraction of them.
We're just like, you know what? Join us and see, then come back and tell people what you found out, because we're
Yeah.
telling the truth. We are 100% telling the truth, and you would be too.
Mm.
And that solves it for me, knowing that there really are offers.
Yeah.
It's like saying we're going to give a cash offer and not having them in hand was
You
the
could
part
turn
that.
on this cash offer system, and it's like $100 a month.
Mhm.
It's not it is using a funnel, but there's a cost because of the company that aggregates these investors that make the offers. But you could turn that service you just canceled back on and run every address through a cash offer and walk into every door with offers in your hand. If you felt bad about that and they were pissed because they thought you were delivering that and you couldn't or wouldn't, that's a solution to actually deliver those offers if you wanted to do it that way.
Mm. Wow. That sounds good to me.
I'm a little confused. I thought the funnel actually had offers.
The
Well,
funnel squeezes the people in it to bring out the ones we want to talk to.
You've got to be connected to actual investors who are going to make that. And there's a couple of different ways to do
okay.
that. This is the fastest and most expedient one that I've heard of, right?
Yeah, Michael Reese's team's already done all the research. They've already set it all up, and they've got it in place.
And
That's what.
that's not a high expense bar. $100 a month. I'm
Yeah.
good with
Yeah, and
that.
I think it's $97 a month, but yeah, you might as well say 100. But yeah, so $97 a month, and then you are connected with those companies that make the cash offers, and there truly are real cash offers. Now, like we said, they're not going to be 100% great all the time, but they're at least a true cash offer. They
Yeah,
will
as
buy
long as
back.
they're for real.
Yeah,
Now,
if somebody says if you know the house is worth 500 grand, you walk in with a $200,000 offer, and then somebody says, "Well, I'll take it." Guess what? They're going to buy the house. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a done deal.
I might buy that one.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I think I
Let
want that.
me tweak our numbers slightly because this is something I learned last week in Dallas or 2 weeks ago in Dallas. The cash offers are running around 80% of actual value because of the
Wow.
market we're in. So
Wow.
it's
Wow.
not 50 cents on the dollar anymore. It's not
Yeah.
70 cents on the dollar anymore. It's
Mhm.
more like 80, 85, sometimes 90. So,
Oh, that's pretty huge.
and one more thing, and I'll shut up and y'all can keep talking. Hi, Vicky. Um, you could take a cash offer on every listing appointment going forward. So I took the liberty to run your house through our investor portfolio, and I have 5 cash offers for you. Now these are going to be less than what I can get it sold for you, but I thought you should have that option.
Yeah, I
Are
like
you a
it.
different realtor in somebody's mind already?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a different realtor in my mind already.
In fact, I can envision an ad where we're dressed up like mobsters and it says we're connected.
hey, and here's
Brad
another
says he's a cowboy mobster.
here's another aspect of it to you too, because you'll be running new construction ads, or say, let's just say you're running new construction funnels or your acreage funnel. All right, so you're going to attract out of state buyers at some point. So let's just say somebody's wanting to move here from Michigan and they're wanting to move to Louisville, Kentucky or Lexington, Kentucky to buy a big horse farm, but they have a place in Michigan that they've got to sell. So now you can put them in that system, get a cash offer on their house, call another realtor in that area, talk to them and do a referral. Now you've got a 25% referral on selling their house, and they're relocating to Lexington and you're helping them buy a horse farm. So you're getting paid on both ends of that deal. So,
Yeah.
and you're giving them something that nobody else is going to give them, which is that cash offer right out of the gate.
One more question. The
Yeah.
CMAs, I pour a ton of energy into valuing properties. I think I get a really good number, but it takes a freaking long time. So,
Yep.
do you all have a more automated CMA process? Like, how do you do that?
Have you got Bold Trail?
Yeah.
So you can go into Bold Trail and there's in your marketplace, there's a CMA button in there. You can click that and it'll do it for you in about 35 seconds.
Yeah.
Can it be edited? Like, let's say
Yeah.
I don't like the comps that
Yep.
you
Yeah,
because I know my
you can fully edit it. You can add your brand to it. You can do all kinds of stuff, but it will spit you one out in about 30 seconds.
like the CMA in the MLS is crap.
Yeah.
It's not.
The one KV Core does, or Bold Trail, is pretty good. I've used it a bunch of times. But now, it may take some tweaking, but
Sure.
you don't have to start from scratch. I mean, you can put that thing in there and it'll build it out. And you want to talk about a professional looking presentation when
Great.
it's done? Oh my God! I mean,
Well, we
it's
got to do
unbelievable.
that, Fred.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we get a copy of this recording?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in so when you
Yeah,
go
you have
into
access to it.
yeah, so when you go into where it says coaching calls in your training program, the
Okay.
recording will be there.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
We'll get out of here, Vicky. Vicky's watching the
I
paint
wanna
dry.
see what Vicky
She's-
has to say.
She's like, oh
I'm
my
going to say
goodness,
one
man.
more thing. I learned this in Dallas too. This is why going to events is so important, guys.
And it's fun.
Focus first. FOCUS, the numeral 1ST.com. That's going to be the new way to do CMAs. I walked into a listing appointment this morning. This is why I said you don't want to say CMA anymore. And here was my pitch, part of my pitch. Sherry, Brett, I know you're interviewing multiple agents and they probably all brought a CMA with them too, didn't they? Well, yeah. I said, that scares the crap out of me. And you know why? Because the CMA only looks about the rear view mirror. It doesn't look left and right and forward. What I just told you about FocusFirst.com is an AI generated old time CMA that takes into consideration how prices are dropping in a market, how that they're expected to continue to drop, It looks forward and gives a more accurate picture, because if you use a CMA and you only look backward, and this is a problem with our appraisal industry,
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
it's going to screw you or greatly help you. But
Mm.
either way, you're not pricing the house correctly.
Yeah.
You're not pricing to take advantage of it in an increasing market, and you've missed the bar in a declining market because you price it here what homes values were selling for 6 months ago, and they've already dropped in Louisville in 6 months. So
Yeah.
this tool through AI generated, and you can tweak. I looked at it yesterday. I almost bought it to prepare for my listing appointment this morning, and I didn't have. I was fearing the learning curve and thinking I got to spend the money, and then
And then when will I get to it? Yeah.
I put it on hold. But the cheapest price was like $29 a month, and there were much cheaper prices monthly if you paid it annually and so forth. But anyway, this people were singing this tool's praises in Dallas last week. So I'll shut up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey,
This has
Vicky.
become a funnel coaching call instead of a YouTube coaching call, hasn't it?
No, we started out with YouTube, but we went down the rabbit hole on funnels because they are married together so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Vicky girl, I am so proud of you. I saw your testimonial and heard of your success in just 2 weeks. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I am. And
Have we proven ourselves to you yet?
I haven't gotten one to the closing table yet, but
Oh, she's not going to answer that
um,
question. See,
I got one on the waterfront right away. He was local, and he's selling he's got his beach property listed. He's selling it with his partners, and he's looking for another property, and they were thinking about getting rid of their agent that's currently listing their beach property. And so he wanted me to look into how much I thought they could list their place for, because he thinks it's overpriced, and that's why it's not moving. So that's all from the funnel. And I mean,
That's
that was
awesome.
just one guy. And and I got a couple other ones, and those were everything he's looking at's over $1 million. And
oh darn, I hate those high-end priced places.
I know, right?
And his current property is listed at over $1 million. So
Yes.
this could be a $60,000 commission swing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
clearly not talking to his current agent, or that agent would have been reducing that property already.
Yep. So he's I'm not sure where he is, or if he's just out of town, going to be out of town, but he's leaving. He's going to be back August 18th, and he said he wanted to look at property when he comes back. So I got a couple weeks. I told him I'd reach out to him a couple days before he gets here to give me the list to look at. He already gave me 3 properties. One's in Navarre Beach at 1.4, and there's 2 on Pensacola Beach. Right
So
about the
when
same
did you
price.
actually turn this funnel on?
It was Friday the 18th. A little
Okay.
over a week ago.
So 11 days and you've already got in essence, you've got a $2.5 million worth of property working.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, that was in less than a week, actually. He was like within 3 days I had him.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because when you talked to Woods, it was 7 days.
Yeah. And I had already had him by then.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was pretty exciting.
so when
because
when we get you one to the closing table, then you're going to go ahead and sign up with EXP because we proved to you that everything we said was right.
yeah, it's looking pretty good already for sure. Yeah. And Sherry, I will say too, like I told Andy, I go to the office a lot. I go into the office, and that's where I get my business. And I'm not a young woman anymore, and I don't want to be sitting in the office 7 days a week.
Right.
And so that is why I told Andy, I told him, I said, I don't, not only that I don't want to, I physically cannot be here every single day. And so by doing these funnels, I don't have to.
Right.
I'm still coming into the office. That's where I am right now. And I'm still coming in just in case, while I'm still getting my traction going a little bit more. But my goal is to not come here come into the office anymore, not to have to come into the office. Because I've been doing this for 3.5 years, and that is where I got my business, is from being in the office.
And is this an office that you're renting and paying for yourself? So
No,
what is that costing you as a
it,
percent?
it doesn't cost me anything to sit in the office. My brokerage has 3 offices on the beach.
Hmm.
And so we can just go to one.
What it's costing her is headache, and it's also costing her the split that she is on is not anywhere close to what she could be making at EXP. But the point is we wanted to prove to her, so I think we're there.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And he's he's not like a fake person, or anything. I mean, he's for real. I talked to him, and he's like, yeah, I'll be back on the 18th, and I want to look at some properties. So I'm like, perfect.
Boom.
Yeah.
Well, we only got about 12 minutes. Did you have something
Okay.
you needed today?
I do. I have 6 questions I was going over. I had a whole bunch of notes on different papers, so I was going through all that to consolidate them while you were talking with Sherry and Scott. The first thing my question was, how do I do voiceover? You don't use Canva though, do you?
No, I have never used Canva, but now I've heard good things. But I don't know enough about Canva to tell you any kind of expert opinion on it.
Okay.
I use CapCut if I'm going to do any kind of voiceover. I'll either use CapCut or I might just pull the video up on my. Believe it or not, I have sometimes just pulled the video up, and as the video's playing, I just talk into my phone, or either I make another video of me talking, and then I
Okay.
overlay that video on top of it.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. I did a video. We had a broker open earlier today, and so there was a lot of people there. And so I tried to do the video without getting a bunch of people in it, but I didn't talk because there was so much activity going on there. It was a big house. It was a 6,700 square foot house in Picola on the water. And so there's a lot of noise going on. So I wanted to just mute the video and then just do a voiceover on it.
Yeah, sure.
So, okay, that's that. My other question was, how do I check which days in YouTube are good days for me to post?
It's not you don't have enough videos yet to get that information.
Oh, you need like 40?
Yeah, you're going to have a little bit of data for YouTube
Okay.
for TubeBuddy to figure that out. But let me just tell, are you posting 1 or 2 videos a week?
1.
So I would do it on Thursday afternoons at say 4 o'clock.
Thursday. Okay, that's what I was doing Mondays. Yeah, okay, Thursday.
And the reason why is because people start shopping for the house on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you post it on Thursday, you're probably going to get the most views of somebody looking at it Thursday night, getting prepared for like open houses or whatever on the weekend.
Okay, my other question is, I have it posting today at 4. Do I have time to still change that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll change it when we're done. And then, I must have thought this was important because you have it on here twice. Add photo to text. It was one of the, it might have been the method, either method or in the cash cow I saw in one of the trainings. In the attract ROI in there, like you can add a photo within your text. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's going to be a question for probably
Like Woods or
yeah, you're going to
Julian. I'm gonna meet with Julian anyway on tomorrow. I'll ask him tomorrow.
yeah, they can probably tell you a better way to do that. I mean, I can tell you how to do it, but it's not an easy way. So
Okay.
they can probably tell you an easy way.
Okay, and then my other question is, how do you use TubeBuddy to look up on other people's channel to see what keywords they're using?
Oh, I don't know if TubeBuddy gives you the ability to look up their. I don't think TubeBuddy gives you the ability to look up their keywords. vidIQ does.
Oh, okay. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what it was.
So there's
Okay.
another program called vidIQ. It's only
Yep.
like, I'm sorry, they're cutting grass at my house and it's like really loud.
Oh,
We
But
can't hear it, so you're
okay,
yeah.
good.
all right, good deal.
I see them
So
walking past your window though every once in a while.
I mean, I can hear it.
Stalkers.
It's literally buzzing in my ear, and I'm just like, oh my god. But anyway, the vidIQ, I swear, I think it's like maybe $20 a month or something. It may not be that much, but
Okay.
I think
but
the free version might give you
and
what she's looking for. Because
it
I've done
might,
it before, but I can't remember which tool I used, but I didn't pay for it.
yeah. But I know vidIQ does it. It'll look up the keywords that other channels are using. Um, but I don't think TubeBuddy actually does that. TubeBuddy will do it for your channel. It just won't do it for theirs.
Right. And okay, my other question is, on the newsletter down at the bottom where you can connect your Facebook and all of that, should I connect like TikTok and LinkedIn, or is that too much?
Now you're talking funnels again, right?
Yeah, for the newsletter that we
Okay.
use for the funnel, correct?
Um, I mean, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to that. If you were still talking about YouTube, I would say don't post anything about Facebook, TikTok, or anything. You don't want to take them off the channel. But as far as your newsletter goes, I think the more information you have on it that they can get in touch with you, the better off you are. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, but for me, I would, I don't know. I don't know how to put this without sounding arrogant or facetious about it, but I don't personally point anybody anywhere but my YouTube channel as far as my production stuff goes. Now, mine and Tim's agent attraction stuff's a little different. I point them all over the place because we've got stuff posted all over the place. I mainly point them to our website to where they can schedule a call with us because that's the goal. Our main goal is to get them to schedule a call with us. Period. We want to be able to
Mhm.
talk to them like I'm talking to you right now, so that we can tell them all the valuable stuff we offer, and they join us at EXP. On the production side of it, it's a little different. I don't ever want them to go away from the YouTube channel other than to pick up the phone and call me. So I want them constantly feeding on my information that I am putting in front of them so that they can get used to seeing my face, hearing my voice, talk, mine or Aileen's.
Mhm.
And then basically I want them to go when they're walking down the street and they see a house for sale and they go, God, look at that. We should call that YouTube guy. That's what I want them to do. I don't want them to say, "Ooh, let's call the number on that sign."
Yeah.
No, I want them to call me, and
Yeah.
I want my voice and my face stuck in their head, and that's what the whole point of it is. So
They're also going to say, let's go back to Andy's YouTube channel because I think he did a video on this neighborhood.
correct, yeah.
Right. Okay.
I would
Well,
say all the other socials are overrated and a consumption of time that you don't need to spend is my take on it.
And I'll tell you, Tim knows this about me, but I had, as of last Thursday, I made out a list of, all these things that I had on my to-do list to do, which Tim, you'll be very, very, very proud of me. I had 8 things on here. I only have 2 things left.
Well, I
So,
got five
Oh
more to add
man,
to it.
that's
that's
um,
pretty funny, Andy. You have a big 8.5 by 11 sheet. This is mine.
so,
Mine's on an 8 foot by 4 foot whiteboard.
yeah.
Yeah.
So listen, the bottom one and no kidding. It's funny we're having this conversation because the bottom one is it says deep dive into posting shorts on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram using Go High Level and pointing back to the YouTube channel. So, I'm deep diving into that, right? That's one of my task for myself is to deep dive into that and figure out if it's going to be viable, if it's going to be feasible for me to do that. How long is it going to take, and is it going to be beneficial for me to create shorts off of my long form channels? But I don't want to post shorts on YouTube. Because it draws a completely different crowd.
Mm,
But I'm trying to figure out if that is going to be
yeah.
what's the check mark, Tim?
No,
He's
that's
No,
the,
clicking
the
through 'em.
scrollers.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
Scroller.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
your
We don't
audience,
need
and
no
those aren't
scroller.
home buyers.
Right. I don't want the
Yeah.
short attention span people, but
Yeah.
but
Can't
we
build a relationship when they're scrolling past you that fast.
that's exactly right. And so but my point is if you can I'm trying to figure out is it worth it on those other platforms to put the short form information out there pointing back to the YouTube channel. Would it drive more people to the channel to watch the longer videos is what I'm trying to figure out. And is it going to be worth it for me to do it? I don't know that I even want to dive down that hole if it's not going to be worth it. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
but that's my next little research project to do is to figure that out. And then once I get it figured out, of course, I'm going to put the training on the YouTube training program within magnetic marketing so that you guys don't have to do the research. So you can say, oh, well, this is something I need to do, and here's a video on how to do it. So,
John Sturrock does a really good job with kind of pain point stuff for attraction that he puts on LinkedIn. It'll be a 20-second little teaser. Are you having this problem? Go here. I don't think he sends people to his YouTube channel, but that type of thing.
well, Sean, you're talking about Sean Sturrock?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sean's doing that because he was kicked off of Facebook.
Oh, ruh-roh.
So he's running ads on LinkedIn. That's his workaround. But he's and it
Somebody
wasn't
hacked his
Well,
account.
and then listen, it wasn't anything Sean did. Somebody hacked his account and was selling sandals, off of his account. And then once he found out about it, he canceled the credit card and all this other stuff. He contacted Facebook and said, "Look, this wasn't me. I didn't do this." And they still deleted his account. So
No, Facebook has the worst help desk in the world.
yeah, he's
Do
been
they even
trying to
have
straighten
one?
it out for like a year now. It's crazy.
It's
Hey,
it's
Tim,
a
what
it's
was
a it's a
that?
little guy
The
from
C
South Dakota in a shack. Go ahead.
what was the focus that you were talking about, the CMA focus
Focus
first?
Focus
first.
first.
focus first.
Is it
FOCUS, the number one ST, focusfirst.com.
okay?
It's basically an artificially intelligent generated CMA that looks both backwards and forwards based on market condition and what's happening with actives and how the prices are being reduced and so forth. So
Okay.
it's more than just the typical, here's everything that's sold in your neighborhood, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, over the last 6 months. It's what Andy suggested on Bold Trail on steroids, because people actually talked about and compared the two in the training I was at. So I can't speak firsthand about it, but everybody that was in the room that was using it was
Yeah.
just praising it.
They're probably taking a series of sales, 3 or more, over time and creating a little regression model and
Mhm.
taking a line out from today a little further, which would take that line down in our market, not
Yep.
up. And yeah, but they're
Well,
doing that
and
super fast because they're using AI.
it also displays it in an Excel sheet, and excuse me, so you can manually manipulate the data if it's a little off to your liking in the Excel sheet, and then it'll redisplay it the way you want it to.
Cool. Vicky, I had asked which of the funnels you're finding are performing, and also we've had questions about how to do multiple ones. It's like it's the X number per day, but then you can spread it over. How does that work?
Well, I've only been doing it. I started on the 18th. Well, actually, I think it was the 17th. And I started with waterfront, and then a week later, I added the new construction. So I do have 2 going right now.
Okay.
And I mean, they both keep me busy with reaching out to them and, um,
What's your ad spend right now?
$10 each.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I get this waterfront one on the beach. It'll pay for my ads for like 3 years.
Yeah, that's right.
Wonder if that's a high ROI.
Yeah.
Or maybe a year and a half if you double your ad spend.
Right? Right.
Yeah.
And then there's another one I got yesterday. She's also looking in waterfront. It's the waterfront for me because of where I live, I think has been more active and more like positive. And because like when they are looking, a lot of times they will respond to where a lot of the new construction don't, or they give me false information, or they do the do not disturb right away. So I am finding the waterfront for me is more, looks like it's going to be better for me to have the waterfront. That this other one I got yesterday, she's in Niceville, which I'm in Pensacola Beach, so it's probably about an hour from me. But she is looking for a place on the water over in Niceville. So under $1 million this time, though. Dang it, Tim.
Probably not far
Oh
under.
man, I hate
You want
those
me to
under
handle
$1
that
million
low end
listings.
buyer for you?
Probably 950.
Hey, yeah. I was going to say it can't be much under $1 million, not on Pensacola Beach.
No. So,
Well, we're going to have to sign off. Tim, Andy, Vicky, y'all are great. These two guys, I mean, obviously you've already figured it out, but they're pretty amazing.
oh yeah.
I don't think she has figured it out. She's not with us yet.
She hasn't signed up.
Vicky,
She hasn't committed yet and moved that license over. So once she moves that license over, I think we'll have her committed.
Yeah. Well, the thing is when I'm going through this stuff or like, like setting some of that training, and you go through it yourself and you set that stuff up, I'm like, I'm gonna have to change all this stuff and, like my email and I'm like, how am I gonna know all of this stuff? What would all to change? And
It's easier
that's
than you
why you
think.
do it sooner.
That's the guy right there.
Yeah.
That's the guy. Tim will take care of all of it. You're consider it done already.
Well, if that's your biggest concern, we got that handled for you. We'll
Yeah.
hire somebody to do that.
That's right. Yeah. Before you close on your.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, Vicky. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Right.
You too.
Sure. Thank you all. Appreciate your time.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here, guys. Sorry I was late.
Yeah.
I was
Thank you.
on another Zoom that Andy was on with me,
Doing
actually.
well, I heard. So.
Yeah, he's coming, Andy.
Yeah, I thought
He's ready for
Go team.
he's ready for you to move him in the pipeline under the onboarding with Andy.
okay. Cool.
And the application started, but he needs the instructions.
Okay. I'll send it
If you
to
need
him.
anything more on that, let me know.
I'll send it to him
Bye,
right now.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. See you guys.
Let us know if you need
Yeah.
anything.
Yep.